G'day race fans, it's Adrian here and welcome back to Just a Ride. Howdy guys, how are we? As you can see by the high production values, the Jerry Brockheimer-like intro. This is the KTM 450 EXC. This is just going to be the donk. This is just the engine. This is just the bit that I like doing. Stripping and refreshing an engine to the best of my very limited abilities. I am not a mechanic. I am a garage enthusiast with just simple benchtop tools. I'm prepared to tackle this engine. The bits that I can't do, there may be some things. I have a few connections out there, as we all do as consumers. Yes. These tools weren't hard to come by either. So, the underlying story should be, if you haven't done this before, watch me bumble around, and if I can do it, give it a crack yourself. The internal combustion engine is just such a thing of beauty. As a bike fan, and I've been a bike fan for many a moon, it just adds to the level of love and respect that you have for these high performance machines that we all love. Just when you, even just on the very basic level, I can grapple what's going on inside an engine. That's beautiful. There's just nothing, just all meshing up and limited tolerances. It's just, I can't help but feel like Vincent Vega in Pulp Fiction when opening the briefcase up and just being amazed by what was in there. The same thing happens every engine that I've done so far. I've got about 7 or 8 different donks now that I've split on this very bench. This chipwood bench has soaked up quite a bit of oil. It's quite the fire hazard if it ever would have seen naked flame. It's never done. No. But yeah, the internal combustion engine is a thing of beauty, and this I find such a joy in it revealing itself to me, just with a little bit of work and a bit of know-how. And sure enough, there's times where you get stuck on something, and it might take a couple of days to undo that thing or get that thing out or whatever the hell it is, But you're going to learn that once, haven't you? And I'm lucky enough, like I said, 7 or 8 engines in now that I've garnered at least a basic understanding of how these things operate. So what better time than now? What better place than here? Let's get ready to playpen, shall we? Get still out the way. Whoa! For the main player, here she is. All ready to go on a little stand that I've already fabricated. Yes, I know, I cut metal and drilled holes in it. That's called fabrication, okay? But yeah, very simple. What we know so far is that this was an engine, is an engine. It is, what we know is that it's an engine. It's an engine that was working, but it wasn't working well, and it was temperamental on the start, and it just enough for the buddy of mine, the owner, just to go, hey man, just give it a refresh, see what you can find. I would suspect the problems are probably not in the engine, but more in the electrical side of things. But having the little experience that I have had, those shouldn't be too hard to fix, even if it's just, replacing for new, these little ignition boxes or CDI units, whatever they're called, it can't be impossible, right? So let's have at it. Let's have a little closer look. So the detective in me straight away sees that that's a different colour to that and that. That being the cylinder block, I'd suggest that you can see really there, right? The light, it's different. That's a new cylinder. That's what I'm thinking. But apart from that, you know, pretty simple little, you know, KTM, the two oil sumps, engine sump and a gearbox sump here. There's two butt plugs. This thing has got no fluid in it, obviously. But yeah, the Kickstarter is off, the main drive gear is off, the gear lever is off, the clutch hydraulic perch slave cylinder is off. So yeah, let's see what we can find inside this thing, huh? All right, stator cover. I just chucked the I'll just throw all the little fasteners into clearly marked bags and have it all neat and tidy. This is obviously magnetic, so there's going to be some resistance. That looks all right, doesn't it? Single overhead cam. This is the Vincent Vega moment. Oh, look at that. I'll get the cam chain tensioner. I probably should find top dead center first. Yeah. So I've got a couple of little marks on this cam wheel, cam gear. Yeah, there it is there. It's just a little dot. And there's look at there, and there's a dot on the head, just back there. So I'm just aligning a dot there and a dot there. Yeah. To find top dead center, which should mean that, yeah, a little bit of play on the valves on both sides. Lovely jubbly. The spark plug is out too, obviously. That's why I could turn it so easily, right? Let's start a motor. I can go off its little gear. Lovely. Isn't that gorgeous? I'll be seeing you guys later. Lovely, isn't it? If I can get there, here you go. Yeah, so I've got a bit of play there and a bit of play on that one, which tells me that that's at the lowest. The little rollers are on the lowest point of the cam shaft, which is sort of underneath there. I'm gonna be straight, I don't know what that is. A decompression lever of some description, I think. It does rotate a little, there you go, see that? That'd be interesting. Okay, a little bit further. Oh yeah, what I'm gonna do next is cam chain tensioner. And you can see, let me get a light down there. Hopefully you can get that little thing that, you know, pushes out into this cam chain guide, which gives the cam chain the tension that it needs. It's back to work. Alright, little securing cap. And the actual device itself with an O-ring. Okay, nice. And a little spring. So that's just, you can see where the witness mark, right? Where it's doing its work up against the cam chain guide. Very nice. Nice
Yeah, there's no tension on that cam chain now. Nice. There is a securing cap that's holding in this cam shaft. Oh yeah, I just felt the whole thing go then. Well, to the important securing cap for the cam shaft then. There you go. Stick that there. There you go. To the side. I'll fish that out later, because right now all I'm concerned about is pulling the camshaft out, which seems to be happening pretty smoothly. Look at that. Well, there's some bloody aggressive cam lobes, aren't they? Thumping bloody 450 single boost of a thing it is. Oh, yeah. A bit of that action in you? Yeah. All right, it's some sort of decompression, start related thing. Okay. All right, there was. The tappets. Tappets can swing freely. All right, I'm gonna get the flywheel out of here. All right. Just get some of that, just pure power. The one specialty tool that I've already purchased is a internally threaded crank puller. I have external threaded crank pullers. Didn't have an internal, but like I said, just with a bit of nous and a bit of smart consumerism, one's going to put a bit of grease on that first. One can find the right things, you know. It's not that hard. It really isn't. That just feels way better doing that. All right. Let's get that on there. Not mucking about. What size that is? It's that size. Oh, Jesus Christ. Is it meant to be this stiff? It's doing its thing, right? Take 2 of trying to remove said flywheel. It's leverage time, baby. Heat is always your friend. Always. So the cam chain guide is being removed now. Not sure? No? Okay. You should come out smoothly through the top, and you do. Lovely. Oh, had a good bloody purchase in it, mate. There you go. Second cam chain guide. Should come out smoothly now. Now, before I move on anywhere, that cam chain, I think, is about to come out. But before it does, I need to note the direction that it was going. So when it goes back on, it goes back the same way. So that's going to have to be done with a bit of well-placed tape and a little arrow that points towards the direction of travel, which is the front of the bike. You gonna slip out there? I think you are. Don't knock yourself up like a bugger. Well, there's a whole little cage of other plastic bits holding this cam chain on, but right now I've got that where I want it to be. That ain't going anywhere. Probably should take the the ignition. Yeah, pop that out. I'll just give you a little squeeze at what I'm looking at right now, guys. So, flywheel is off. The keyway is still in that crank. I'll leave that in there for now unless it wants to start moving, but I will take it out. It's a little half semicircle looking thing that sits inside there. I'm just going to take off these guys here, take that plastic shroud off, and that chain will just fall away from that gear. Okay. Exhaust side valve tappet off. Inlet side coming off now. So, little Allen key cap screw on the other side of this this head, which exposed a bit that I can, little shaft that slides on out. Look at that. And that's just a thing of beauty. Little hole there, little oil passage. And there be the tappet. A gasket schmeg. And here, you know, when you get the old term, oh, I've had my valve shimmed. You know, I needed a shim for my valve. That's the shim. Wow. Cut me, I think, a little bugger. That's the shim, which is just a little packer of height. A James packer of wealth. Just a little packer, right, that just sets the relationship between that tappet foot and the top of the valve. A thing of beauty. All right, I could almost take the head off here. 10 mil. That'd be 8 mil. Oh, knocky knock. Sorry, mate. Sorry about that, guys. So I've got one internal 8 mil that needs to go. And then I've got a couple of 4 big. Oh, what's that? It's probably about a 10 mil. Your eyes are bigger than your belly. It's an 8 mil hex head, 4 of those. Once this little guy on the side comes out. There you go. You're a big boy, aren't you? 8 mil. Oh! Now this is where this little adapter breaks. Ask me how I know. I think that's my 3rd or 4th one of those little adapters for this very reason. Let's just get a good purchase in there. A little bit of oil. There we go. Stop moving, you bugger. Oh. No, you're all right. You stay right where you are, guys. Christ, you're not in the way or nothing, are you? Oh, I had no leverage there. I'm gonna have to move you. Oh, Christ's sake. Here we go. Don't you want to play the game? Oh, they're really quite easy. Oh, they're easy. Easy. Not that flexible anymore. It's one thing implying the pressure that you need, but it's one thing, it's the next thing is not having the bloody thing move on me. That's what's getting me. Like that. I could hear that resonate through the bar. Crikeys. Magnets, huh? Science. And they are uniformly the same size. That's always nice to have. Okay. We're about to pull the head off. The valves are going to be seated in there still. They're not going to go anywhere for a minute. They're cool. Oh yeah, this thing beauty, isn't it? I'll get you down live for the shot if I can get it. Here it comes. Oh, that's just like a bloody joy, that is. I have one. I'm missing a dowel there. Yeah. Huh? You're only human. The valves look somewhat seated, you know. Nice. Geez, that's a big bloody piston, isn't it? Isn't that just something else, right? Thing of beauty. We'll get those valves out a little later. Alright. I would think the cylinder is going to come off next now. It should, right? Should be nothing holding it on. Those bolts went all the way through the head and the cylinder. This might just need a little bit of a Liberty Love tap. Yeah, just want to go. Just let it release. Now they do say in the manual that you take the piston off the com rod and leave it in the cylinder, but it's like, oh no. I want to check the piston and the rings, so that's why I'm pulling off the cylinder. Oh yeah. Oh, that's so light. Far out, that's amazing. Oh, technology. Oh yeah, yeah. This obviously got to be a new cylinder. But I can see the cross hatching is still evident. It's still there. That's just, oh, look at that for a big bloody dog. Far out. That's hefty, isn't it? Yeah, I really need to get this counterweight off now. Probably should have got that a little earlier. I just got a bit excited with the head coming off. I'm only human. Pulling up and down, can't feel anything there. That side to side's cool, up and down is not cool. Got the little counterbalance off, got the flywheel off. Let's wheel them around the other side, Natter. We'll get the clutch and all that whacker pump off. Whacker pump. Nice. Good scrubber. Oh yeah, you all want to come? I'll let you come out here. Lovely. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. No gouges in there in that basket. That's nice. The rod that goes through from the other side that the hydraulic slave cylinder actuates. Yeah, boy. Nice. That goes there. That goes there. I'll just bend that tab back, get that big ass bolt off. And that tab there. Lovely. All right. I should do with enough gusto and just holding this bloody thing. It's off. Nice. Yeah. All right. Internal of clutch basket. Oh yeah, and the yes, the last, which is convexed outwards. Nice. I'll put that upon the home it lives and the back side of the plates. And there's usually always a spares. That always bloody sticks to that. It always gets ya. But it didn't get me today. All right, this guy should slide off as well. I reckon I need to take the outer shell off because there's going to be a gauge, a gear that's engaged somewhere on that basket as a fill resistance. Cool. Yep, here we go. Oh yeah, that gasket goo is good, isn't it? Bloody hell. Yeah, softening up quite the rag in there. Like I said, I reckon a bit more oil is going to be hitting the bench soon. There it comes. Look at that. Look at that. Nice. Yep. Doesn't that look pretty? Doesn't that look pretty? Now I can slide that basket. Your basket, would you call me? Out with its little thrush washer bearing as well. Look at that. It's just bloody mint, isn't it? How's engineering? How good's that, really? I tell you, something else. All right, the internal combustion engine. Just a thing of beauty. Cylinder head and clutch basket off. Half an hour in. That's about as much time of yours as I'm going to take today. So join me in the next installment where I get the rest of this thing stripped down.